And Shazam! Kerbal Space Program. And I'm accepting user challenges and would love your input. So, I think we were planning on doing a moon mission last time, and I'm just going to continue doing that until I get a suggestion. Now, there are some updates for KSP 0.21 in the weekly, and I'm rather excited about them, so I'm gonna load up the web page to show you guys real quick. I am pumped about 0.21. So let's take a gander over at the articles and pop that over here, expand it a little, scroll down, excellent, read more. Okay, here are the images. So we have the new tracking station. Sweet. We have the tower and spaceplane hangar. Buzzing the tower, of course. And this is a more complete view. You can see the launch pad over here. New spaceplane hangar textures over here with the tower, which looks short from this angle actually. And the new VAB and tracking station, a little more complicated. And this must be the new astronaut training facility. Another angle on it. New sled area. It looks like they redid some of the textures down here. Looks pretty sweet. And there's a better view of the astronaut training, Kerbal training facility. More buzzing the tower, and more on the tracking station. So sweet. So now, Kerbal Space Program. Like I wasn't already doing that. You have a challenge, let me know. Do we have anything in orbit? No, we don't. Excellent. Still a little sick, sorry about that, guys. What shall we do? So, shall we go on the risky side? I'm not gonna build a rocket for this one. Well, I kind of am. I think I'm gonna build like a space plane for landing on the moon. And let's do this. Things we'll need. I think I'm going. Well, we'll want a nuclear engine. We could probably do without a nuclear engine, actually. But I think just for efficiency's sake, we'll stick with that. Gotta make it look pretty. And there's some of our jet fuel. Probably put one more jet fuel on there. No, yes, no. Let's stick it on the sides. Make it look weird. Yeah. Look at that weirdness. Okay. And we'll need some sort of rocket fuel. Oh, you know what? Let's stick this on the end. And put some rocket fuel there. How am I gonna get this to work? You know, let's go to Minmus. Okay, this is gonna be a weird design, but I think I'm gonna go for it. And we're going to use MechJeb for stats, because it's good at that. Okay, no delta V, that's fine. We need fuel lines, figured. Okay, fuel lines. Damn fuel lines. That's better. And then let's go from here to here. Yeah, so the... Pardon me. Yeah, well, that's gonna work out the same either way. air intakes, wings, we need all that stuff. Let's put the wings on it and then we'll worry about air intakes. And let's change the title because it looks kind of crappy. Okay. While that's loading up, and good. So now it should say accepting Kerbal challenges. That'll be plenty for the moon. That's our thrust to weight ratio. It's going to be like 0.4. It's not great, but I think it'll do. Shall we make this look cool? I think we shall. Indubitably, indubitably. I think that's all in line. Don't have to worry about that. I've actually had better luck with the longer ones, these. So probably going to end up using these in my design quite heavily. Even though it'll look a little weird. That's good. Wow. So let's add a set of wings here and a set here. That's weird. Of all the ways it could go. Oh, that looks kind of cool. That's all that matters in KSP. Looks cool. Let's do it. Ooh. Me like. Let's, okay. We are going to get air intakes on these. Let's start off. We're going to have a ton of air intakes. Because good SSTOs that work well have a lot of air intakes generally. Oh yeah, I have to place it. Let's see if I can. Looks good. Now we should be, yeah. Glitching 101. It's not part clipping. There we go. So now we already have 2 intakes per engine. Excellent. Throw these back on. And fuel will burn from the front, shifting our center of mass to the rear. So right on top of it should be fine. I think that's enough lift for what we have. We're going to need more air intakes, which is fine because I can just come in here, grab this part, copy it. Copying is done using the shift key. That looks straight? Yeah, it looks straight. So goal is how many intakes per engine? Right now this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 intakes. Let's go for 10. That should be plenty. Intakes allow you to have higher thrust at higher altitude. There we go. It doesn't look that ugly. Not that ugly. So, next we need some sort of tail surface. And I think I'm just going to use the cool looking that look cool? Or does that look cool? Well, either way. Let's get some landing gear on this bad boy. And then set up our action groups. And we might have to strut it up. We'll do that during a test flight. Single gear for the front. And then double gear for the back. So I'm going to actually put these on an angle, kind of. There we go. See how they're sideways and I adjusted them? I did that because I want the back to be slightly lower. Oh, you know what? Control surfaces. They're important. So we're going to use these because these are actually better, per se, than other control surfaces. And the reason I say that is because 0.7 lift rating, 0.04 mass versus 0.7 and 0.04, remember that, versus a smaller one, 0.01 and 0.5. It's only 0.2 difference in lift, whereas it's a 0.03 difference in mass, and that's totally not worth it. Probably gonna need struts. Let's put struts. I'm not gonna go with RCS, but the struts will go on the bottom, and that's just surely for aesthetics. Do that, and then these aren't actually connected, so we're gonna do that. Oh, luckily I was holding Alt for copy. And then I think I'm gonna connect this to here. Seems to work magically. And we don't want any ugly looking ones. Anywhere else? Just in case. That's good. So that's an SSTO. Need a name for it. Any suggestions? Suggestions please. Alright. Let's go with, what does this look like? Looks ugly, that's what it looks like. Oh, and we need to fix our center of lift too. Let's do that while I wait for suggestions. Will these do? They look kinda ugly. Let's go with, these will look weird. Yeah. So shall we go with the weird looking canards? That looks kind of cool. We could go with these, are identical. That looks good. I think we're calling this the Venom. So SSTOs like to have a lot of intakes because you can have your jets at full throttle higher up. That's generally why you do it. So our center of lift is right in front of our center of mass, and as fuel burns that'll change. Our center of mass will move to the rear, so we'll want it slightly more forward. So something like, if it moves to the rear, we want this behind it. Yeah. This, no, it can't be moved back much. That can't be moved. Can we move this? Oh man, we're gonna have to. Does that look the same? Crap, now we have that clipping going on. Well, if I get rid of this, because we don't really need that control surface there. That still looks about the same. And our center of lift is about the same. Well, genius. Let's swap these out for the cool looking canards and we'll move them. Any different? What if we move them here? Doesn't look that bad either. And I think that does it. Action groups. I usually have one to toggle the engines, two to toggle the rocket, and the other ones will toggle the air intakes. Because the less air intakes you have, the less drag you'll have. The less air intakes you have open, the less drag you'll have. And you can hold Alt to get all of these to show up in the same. Oh, I don't want that one. So Alt will make all of these show up. So I'm going to have these all toggle at once. crap. Because if I have them all toggle at once, they'll I can open those last. So the air will be depleting really fast. The intake air. Whereas these, I'm going to open these two, well these four actually, because we're doing over there as well, all together with two of these. And then the other two we can just leave, because we won't need to use those. They'll just be open the whole time. I think that'll do it. You know what? I'm gonna throw a new generator on here just because I know that point 21 is around the corner, and I want all my plane designs to be. I mean, persistence may not work, but I at least want my plane designs to stick it out. So can I? Something that looks ugly. Oh, hey, you know what? We're gonna do something fancy on this, even though it'll require us to burn more fuel. So that looks okay. You know, let's put it right behind the landing gear. Call me OCD, but I'm not. That looks okay. And we're going to pull this off. And we're going to make an escape system. First thing we'll need is a decoupler. Do I still have a mech jeb on this? Yeah, I do. I need to get rid of that. Decoupler. Okay. And parachute down at the bottom. I want to make it look semi-decent. Okay, it's not bad. And Separatrons. Just two of them will do. Yeah, okay. And now our abort system will be a stage, but it'll also be, let's pick our flag, Kerman Empire. Awesome. I picked the Kerman Empire. Thank you. Save. And let's do our abort action group. I didn't save the. Okay, good. Abort. So it's going to be decouple. Then fire the Separatrons. And then just in case, I'm going to put custom group 10, which is a 0 key, is deploy the chute. So assuming this thing flies. Yeah, mech chip's still on it, but we're just going to test it. Assuming this thing flies, this will be our test flight. Alright. So I'm going to get it in the air with the jets. I'm going to toggle all my intakes. Did they toggle? So 3 should toggle this. Crap. What's going on? Why? Oh, mech jeb. That's why. Let's pull up while it's doing its thing. Oh, that was a beautiful liftoff. Intake air. Uncheck. Alright, get rid of throttle control, because it manages my air intakes for me. There we go. I think all intakes are open. So now 3, 4, 3, 2. Oh, crap. 3, 3, 5. There we go. Let's see how controllable it is. Take our gear in. It's pretty decent. Let's see if we have enough lift. Let's try to do a climb. Lock in. I can tell whether we're good or not by how far this dips. The prograde marker dips down, and we're fine. Okay, and so we're gonna get back to land and abort, just to make sure our abort works, and hopefully it's flat spinning. See if I can recover. If I can recover, okay, good. So it's not that bad, but I'll need to fix that somehow. Not much I can do about it, in all honesty. It looks like we're pulling about 2 Gs right now. Let's see how many Gs we can pull. And flat spinning at 5 Gs. Does it want to auto fix itself? With a little help. No, crap. Well, we're just gonna have to use the abort. And, well, that didn't help much, but 0 deploys. Got us away, that's what counts. And let's watch that explode. That is flying surprisingly well for... There we go. Oh, MechJeb's on it, that's why it considers itself a probe. Checkerman. Make sure this guy survives. Yay! Call that a success. So I think we're ready to go. Let's go. 3, 4, 5. So we'll want to monitor our intake air. I don't think this stage will... Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Let's take off. SAS, gear. Gonna start, make sure we stay close to the 90 marker, and we'll start with a 60-degree climb. Roughly 60 degrees. And this definitely has enough thrust. Those are burning from there. I hope they burn from here. These arrows are pointing to that way. Alright, so our jets will burn the liquid fuel out of there before they burn the liquid fuel out of the front tanks. Oh, it's at the same rate. It's interesting. So 10's out of this one, 5's out of each of these. So that means they're burning these equally with that. So I'm gonna wait until we're at about 12 kilometers because this is a faster design with all the air intakes, and we need to monitor these. So, sorry, I was coughing again. Nice steep climb will help you conserve your jet fuel. MechJeb's still on it. Oh, that's okay. We just won't use MechJeb. Doesn't have auto staging on or anything. Okay. We're fine then. So we're at about 8 kilometers. Why are you showing me that? I don't need to see that. Oh. Go away. Nobody likes you. Okay. Flattening out because we're at 12 kilometers, going down to about 20 degrees. This thing, one of the first indicators of a bad SSTO is that as you do a high climb, it will, the prograde marker will be more than 10 or 15 degrees below your actual, your heading indicator. Your, I can't remember what this little V thing's called. Crap. Whoa, we're picking up speed fast. Let's watch this. We don't want it to get below 0.12. So I'm going to pitch down to about 15 degrees because we're really picking up speed, which is great. In fact, let's go down to 10 because our wings have plenty of lift, and that's great. Okay, we're about 12 degrees. That's fine. 0.14. So I'm ready to hit my first hotkey. Oh, re-entry. 0.13. Let's make sure we're not preventing flying out. 0.12. Yeah, okay. MechJeb. Crap. Let's get rid of that. Did I hit my hotkey? Okay, well there we go. Oh yeah, duh. I only have 4 and 3 set up. Let's get rid of these. All safety's off. Oh, this will be a great design. This will take us to Mun, no problemo. Or Minmus, actually. Let's go down to about 9 degrees. A little lower. Maybe not that low. We'll see how it goes. I'm keeping an eye on the vertical speed indicator. We want to try and flatten out a little bit so we can keep it, try and accelerate as fast as we can go while we have this much intake air. 0.30. We're doing great. We still have our last intake. Let's make sure we can still use that. Oh yeah. If you suddenly hear my mic go mute, it's because I'm coughing. Alright, 0.25, we're doing great. So we should, let's pull up a little more. Should keep it between, I like to keep it between 10 and 100 on the vertical speed. Anything more than 100 is a little excessive climb-wise. And then you wouldn't be able to drag out your air as much as you can. Because the lower you go, the more air you intake, but the more drag you have. So we're getting pretty high, which is great. But also, the lower you go, the higher your engine thrust. I think that also has to do with speed. In fact, I think the thrust has more to do with your surface speed than with your, well, with your speed than with how high you are in the atmosphere. Because the faster you go, the less speed the exhaust has relative to your speed through the air. So it can't push you as much. Even though you're intaking air at super high speeds. Because it only can combust and explode out the rear so much. Alright, 0.13 and 3. Excellent. I wonder if that affects our max thrust. Oh yeah. Holy crap. Some more intakes you have also affects your max thrust. So let's point down a little more. We're going really fast. And as we get closer to 0.12 again, I think I'm gonna, right at 0.12, I'm gonna throttle down to about 7/10 and then move down from there. But we're starting to climb a little rapidly. Let's just point prograde and ride it out from here, because we should theoretically be able to just run our jets all the way up to our max, which is the top of the atmosphere, and keep having our apoaps increasing. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Okay, we're at 0.14. Crap. Oh, crap. Please don't flat spin. Fix. Okay. Stop turning. Okay, we have enough intake air to... See how much velocity we just lost? That's okay. It's not ideal. Nowhere near ideal. So let's just run it. Even at 2/3 throttle, we're still picking up speed. And that's fine. There we go. So if I feel it pulling to one side... Okay, so we should be able to run this... Actually... Well, this... Okay, it's not messing around, so we should be able to run it a little less than half. Oh. Crap, not again. And SAS likes to overcompensate, so I'm taking... Because it'll try and force it all the way back to where it was, whereas you actually have to stop forcing it over about halfway and ease it slowly onto the prograde marker. So let's speed up slightly. 0.04. All SSTOs are fun and easy. Fun and easy. Remember that. Fun and easy. So we're at 40 kilometers and we're still accelerating. Let's go more prograde. See if we can bring our apoaps. See, we're pushing the apoaps out. That's what we want. 0.03. So we're probably going to kick in our rocket once these reach 0.02. Sorry. Just pointing this more prograde. Don't want it all prograde. Though it will help if you have like MechJeb on running all the intakes. Because it will, if you keep going prograde, you'll actually develop a periap. Which we're trying to do, actually. 0.02, let's kick in our rocket. And so I'm going to kick in the rocket until we start losing. I'm going to do a little more than prograde. There. So this should be close to one of the... Yeah, see? So that's great. And we have a periaps already. See how far we can push it out with our jet still running. Our apoaps also. See, this is where you have to balance. If you go faster forward, you're also going to go higher instead of just pointing straight up. Because it's kind of like centripetal force. and how it acts. So at point 2, looks like we're yawing a little, but I don't know if it's the engine or me. Throttle down a little more. We're still kicking out 6 kilonewtons an engine, and our speed's still increasing, which is great, because as you go to apoapse, your speed will actually decrease. Normally, if I wasn't burning. But, how much oxidizer have we used? Almost none. That's awesome. So once we get into orbit, I will be quick saving. I wonder if I need to change my icon. Sorry about that. What? The guy on the main screen is playing Kerbal Space Program. Wow, that's a genius time to broadcast when everyone else is watching Games Radar. Let's see how our apoapse is doing. Let's stop it once it gets to 110, and then we should be able to glide out to there. Crap. Let's turn it down to almost nothing. We still want to just grab as much thrust as we can. You know what, let's shut that down. Glitchy animation. Dang it, I feel like such a loser with Games Radar playing Kerbal Space Program. I was hoping to grab like a ton of views from people who watch KSP. Just KSP in general. EJ is also streaming. Am I even on here? Let's see how our apoapse is doing. So how much of this fuel did we use? We could have probably gotten rid of a full tank of that. Dang it. I think we're pushing our apoapse out. Sweet. So that's a glitchy animation because we're not burning oxidizer and this engine is completely not active and you can't even, you can't hear it. So I'm running at like a 20th throttle right now, and we're still slightly increasing our apoapse, which is fine because I'm going to keep running till I get out of the atmosphere. Time warp's okay in small amounts and at low speeds. So it's decreasing a little bit, and that's fine. We're just going to shut off our jets. Shut them off completely. Can we save? Yeah, we quick saved. Sweet. But I'm gonna wait till quick save till we're out of the atmosphere. Okay, sweet. Get rid of that stupid animation. Can we just burn? Where's Minmus? Oh, I already planted a flag there. And that was not a video. How dare I? Okay, let's see if we can just point at it and shoot. Not really. However, if I bring that there, crap. Okay, so we'll want to circularize 5.9 degrees off. I'm almost feeling like we should just go for moon, but that would not be a challenge. So let's go for apoapse, circularize. Beautiful. Start our burn. Oh, I still have Minmus set as our target. I was like, the moon already? Just bring that out. Apoapse, periapse. One of three, one. Not too great. Let's see if we can catch it on one of the nodes. I don't think we will, but you never know. You never knowed. Oh. Haha! $684. Too much. Oh, $684 it is. Okay, and then can I nope. $300. $200. Nope, $300. Now I need to fix. Ooh. That'll help us a little bit. And then I'll probably be. Oh, crap. So which way do we need to come? I think we need to come up. Nope, we need to come up. Come slower. Okay, it's pretty close. Will going faster help us? Maybe. No, need to go. Well, I think 102 is gonna be good. Ooh, we're even using a slight slingshot across the moon. That's beautiful. Okay. T-minus 5 minutes. 920 meters per second. Estimated burn time. I think that's accurate, considering we have a fair amount of mass. So we'll want to start a burn a minute and 45 seconds. A minute and 40 seconds. It's more like it. Well, we missed our time that we wanted to burn. Let's see. Is this actual? Yeah, so we'll be a little off. I wonder if he's playing on 0.21. Gah. I can't tell. I don't think so. That would be highly disappointing. What would be highly disappointing? Other people streaming better? No. I'm disappointed if it isn't. 1,000 people are watching him play Kerbal Space Program. And 2 people are watching me, which is probably myself, in all honesty. Because I don't think anyone else is watching. Because no loves. Let's speed this up, baby. Oh, wrong. I hate the control surfaces flapping. Not much can be done. So we're gonna be a little off. I wonder if we'll still catch the moon though, because Or burns... maybe not. Well, it shouldn't be that different. $70, $60, $50, $40, $30. Now slow down time. Still gonna catch the moon. Okay, let's fix ourselves. Well, we have a projected periapse. Now let's see what corrections we can do along the way. Okay, so it's fine with me. Why is it moving to the node? It's like it knows. I wasn't even like pressing the keyboard. Now I am, but I must node a 5. So yeah, this is hardly a burn at all. 28 minutes. It will probably take us exactly 1 second. And go. How's that periapsis looking? Ooh, that's even better. Sweet. I think it's a 200 some or 114. Save. Look at all these orbits. So we want to cross our SOIs carefully. Connect. Let's look at the moon real quick while we did the flyby. There it is. Yay, that was fun. 100 times is plenty. Should still get a Minmus at the right height. Oh yeah, see, that's why you don't cross SOI transitions at warp. So will this fix it? Fly by the seat of your pants. Nope. Let's go prograde. There, you heard me cough. I didn't mute it. Ah! 50. That's fine with me. I could have used less delta V, but... oh, crap. Did it fix it? Did it mess with it? Yeah, crap. No, yeah. Let's plan on bringing the periapsis down. Not that far down. Minmus is fairly easy to get into orbit of. Okay, that's fairly close to circular. Line up for a burn. I'm really curious why Twitch says there are 2 viewers, no one's in chat, and I am watching my own stream as an admin. Well, I mean, I'm in the view, but I wouldn't think that would matter. Let's save it. Hopefully we'll do this no saves, but, you know, no reloads. Close enough. Gonna get rid of that. Almost staged. Don't think I can stage from this point. We're off kilter, but that's okay. So we're just gonna land anyway. Let's come down to bring our periapsis close to where we want to land. Around 15. Save. How much fuel do we have? About half. That's fine. Because we'll have more delta V, the less fuel we have with us. Ah, stay over that lake. I think I'm just going to go retrograde and burn. You know what? This is going to be a tricky landing. I'm going to have to land on the wheels. Well, actually, there's enough. The gravity's probably light enough that I could land on the engine. But I think the wheels are going to be cooler. If I could, like, touch the engine and land on the wheels. That's good for now. Save it. Start burning like here. I'm able to kill off most. Let's go to surface. Most of my velocity really quickly. Okay. Let's go a little further and kill it here, because we're basically over it now. Almost. Let's lower our gear. Roll around. I think we can fall a little further. Let's wait till this warp kicks off. 10 times. Okay, there we go. Now let's kill our horizontal velocity and some of our vertical. I figured the lake bed's around 10 meters. The ice lake. So we're gonna wait to burn till about 1,000 off the surface. See, I should have thought about this and put like landing gear on the wings, or landing legs. Ooh, we can run this really low. Let's let it fall to we're about 50 meters above. And then nope, nope, nope. Hover here, kind of. Man, gravity. You don't understand the gravity of the situation, man. We have enough fuel, so this is fine. Just let it fall slightly. No, I said let it fall. Okay, come on. Bam. I didn't have the gear down. Oh, crikey. No. No, no, no. Okay. So everything was going great until I forgot to put the gear down. Genius. So we waited till about, we could probably wait longer this time. I'm gonna wait, just burn now, full retro. Let's do it like here. I'd like to thank you all for 13 subscribers on YouTube. That's wonderful. 13 is my lucky number, and I'm not joking. I just say that because it's ironic, and I don't really believe in luck. I believe in chance. And oh, crap, I'm not on surface. Oh, that's okay, because that's better. So let's kill off. Oh, that's beautiful. Shall we quick save? I think, yeah, we'll quick save. Let's lower our landing gear and turn on our lights. U turns on the lights, FYI. If you don't want to just click the button up top. Or, ah, crap, I hit the gear again. No wonder I'm a fail. Lower gear. And we'll time warp down to 3,000. We'll time warp down to 1,000. Okay, I think we can start burning. Might have waited a little too long, but I think we'll be okay. Oh no. Still have a ways. Let's wait till about 100 meters. Not quite as careful as last time. Crap. I want to have this as moving as little as possible. Oh, this is wonderful. Should I quick save it now? I reload and just... Oh, look, I'm hovering. 0.3. It's gonna be such a gentle, beautiful touchdown. Okay, can we pull it off? Hold on, let's quick save. Because we can always take off from here. Quick save before I checked. That's a little risky. See if we can hop up a little bit. Oh, SAS is on. Try and get not to hit the ground except on the wheels. And brakes on. Oh, yes. Yes. Victory. Victory. And we quick save. And there's low enough gravity that we can mess around, but I'm actually going to show you a cheat for SSTOs. If you lower one of the landing gear, actually that's not a good example of a cheat. Oh crikey. Please don't fall off. Okay, we're okay. Let's turn on SAS. Okay. So if you have a problem with one of the, if you're on a planet with more gravity, and your plane isn't subject to brake. Well, that's really cool. Hold on. SAS force is enough to keep the one wheel. I wonder if I can do it for both wheels. No, I can't. Okay, let's turn off SAS. See that? No, okay, make sure nothing happened. Then you can hop the guy out, hop on top of his cockpit, and walk along the top. Well, actually, you can just jump off on almost every planet. He won't break anything. Yay! But see how this wing is right near the ground? You should be able to just jump on that on almost any planet, unless you're landing on Jewel somehow. And then you're nuts. No, I know many people who are nuts. I also know a couple who've landed on Jewel, and most of them coincide. Not being clinically insane. Chuck Kerman has placed the Kerman Empire flag. Chuck's place. That is what it shall be called. Here, Chuck Kerman placed the first Livestream flag. For Buzzboy/Derp Nerd. Dedicated to my viewers. Ah, crap. Well, I hit enter. Well, good enough. I can't take it down and retype it. Though you viewers do mean a lot to me. Heck yeah. Oh yeah. I think we're gonna save it in mess for a second. How are we going to mess? Lower gear. Make sure this doesn't fly apart. Okay. Quick save. Because no flight events. And we haven't used MechJeb, which is good. I'm not going to use it. And we're gonna fire our board system. Let's get a little height up here. We quick saved, right? Let's quick save again. And let's see if we can get this thing maybe like part way to orbit. Well, that was genius. Though it looks really cool with the husk right next to the flag. It's like a monument. Anyhow, let's see if we can control it this time. Let's lock in SAS as soon as it gets up there. So it should try and point us. 51.8 meters per second. Not too bad. The question is, will we explode before we hit the ground? Let's try it. Do little barrel rolls. Parachute won't do us much good, but we'll activate it anyway. Turn on fine controls, because they're just fine. So what's the most likely way we're gonna hit? I'm guessing it'll be like, let's try that and see if it'll like roll end over end. Chuck, you didn't die. This never happened. So instead of doing that, we're going to light up. Oh, look at that. You know, I should have turned the brakes off. But we don't want to fly north. We want to fly 90. So let's fix that. So that's almost 90. Beautiful. That's our apoaps. Oh, that worked out wonderfully. So now, just a little below the horizon. Turn off caps lock. Fine controls were great. Save it. So the goal is to land this back at KSC runway. I think I'm going to post this as a semi-tutorial mission. Let's circularize this baby. Ah, crap. We're slightly off center still. Nope, nope, move. Choose the left. You're to the right. To the right. Wrong way. Okay, we're in orbit. That's great. I think it's off inclination. Maybe it's like perfect inclination. Okay, so the idea for this next part is Minmus is orbiting around like this, right? So let's save it. So if I make my burn to Minmus that way, it'll be prograde for me right now, but it'll be retrograde in my orbit around Kerbin. So I should, I already saved it, so I should be able to just bring my escape orbit back to Kerbin. Did this work? Let's do a little arrow braking, and we're aiming for 35k roughly. Why is this not responding? I wonder if I messed up my different controls. No. What the heck? Maybe it's the brakes. It's not the SAS. Does caps lock make it better? Go. Stop. Caps lock on. Go. Stop. I think my caps lock is like reversed what it should be. So we should be able to just keep burning till our periaps is, well, that's not great. We have enough fuel to do an inclination change. Let's save it and go. Oops. Well, there we go. Goodbye, Minmus. Bam. So let's hook up with the moon. Figure out where we're going to have to do our plane change. And first we're going to burn down our periaps to well, we'll probably want it around 37,000, and then that'll arrow break us. Oh, good. We have a not really courageous, but a smart guy. Why is this like... Oh, you know what? That's why. Let's take these and fill them into the center. The oxidizer is draining at the same rate, but the liquid fuel is being taken from one tank preferential over another. So if we go put it in the center, that should help us significantly. Barely in the atmosphere. I think that'll do us. Coming back to Kerbin. The interesting thing about the plane landing gear lights, they don't use electricity. MechJeb is currently using electricity, but we have the RTG. These lights don't use electricity. So if you want free, these are also free of mass. So theoretically, if you want free mass lights and no electricity lights, then you want to go for those landing gear. Just ridiculous, but let's flip this around so it looks right. Because looks are half the battle. We're in the atmosphere. Oh, wrong way. put it like... In fact, let's turn it so that what little inclination change we can get from going inside the atmosphere. Let's see from inside. Did you know you can double click on all of the KSP windows? Almost all of them. Now we're headed back up. Okay, that's better. And our orbit brought down beautifully. It's still going to be a little high, but that's fine. Another trick, if you can't set something as target, get out of map mode. Get back in it, and then you should be able to allowed. Are we out of the atmosphere? No. Let's get out of the atmosphere. Then you should be allowed to. You should always be allowed, but you should have an easier time of placing that. Oh, might get a flyby the North Pole. Set up our maneuver. Wrong way. It's not what we want. We are 110 degrees. Oh man, that's terrible. You want to pull it. That's not right. Well, anywho, let's save. Pull our periapsis above the surface. Barely. That'll do. And figure out where that maneuver node is. Okay. Now we'll time warp to it. We're just guesstimating here. Great, it's out of the atmosphere. Save it. And we'll try and make this coincide with the Space Center at some point. I don't think that's close to the Space Center. But I'm not sure. If it is, then this would be a great time. You know what, it might be. Hold on. Easy way to find out. How far are we? 85 kilometers. Okay. What is that though? Apollo style debris. Where am I? Green, green, green. Okay, so that's where. Excellent. So we can use that as a relative marker for Kerbal Space Center. I'm just going to burn retrograde even though it's not the right thing to do. I don't think I should do just that. I think I should point more towards the ground. We have plenty of fuel. Well, okay. Not plenty. Let's just point retro now. In fact, let's just point straight at the ground while we burn off the rest of our oxidizer. Because we don't need no stinking rockets. Needs to come way up. Well, I think we'll fly from there. Let's go prograde. And I think that'll be good. Should have saved it, but I think we'll be okay. And will we come in the atmosphere even close to KSC? We'll like come into the atmosphere right above it, which means we're gonna overshoot, which isn't optimal. I think I'm gonna aero brake by pointing straight at the ground. It should allow for a quicker aero brake. So basically everything's just hitting the front of the plane. So I think KSC is like right here. There it is. No, there it is. So we'll have to fly back to that. I think that's okay. So let's start turning this thing, shut off our rocket. Hold on, do we have fuel left for our rocket? No, we don't. It says we do. It's just jet fuel. Pull up. Start turning ourselves around. Now it's completely under manual control. Stick SAS there until it comes around a little bit. Then stick SAS here. So we want to set our debris as our target. Crap. Crappity crud. Focus venom, that's fine. Let's pull up. We shall want to go. Okay, another problem. Need to be more front heavy. Worst comes to worst, I can abort and just say he landed at Kerbin. I think that should fix it. Okay, we still have some altitude, which is to our advantage. Let's just stick SAS on. So we need to point directly north, roughly. And kicking on our jet engines for the first time since we left atmosphere. Right-clicking on an object up here will actually show it. So let's just go this way. In fact, we need to go, let's just point north. Two-thirds throttle. And right for it. Let's level off so that we want to basically just be completely level. I think that works out to our benefit. Now it's in sight. We are doing fine. Plenty of fuel. And we're gonna have to go into a traffic pattern to get this thing to work. I don't want target, I want surface. That's better. Let's start diving a little bit. Actually, you know what? Probably pull up just a teen tad. Is that even the space center? I don't think that's the space center. No, it's not. Crap. So we're flying by our other guys. Space center's up there. There we go. still have plenty of fuel. I wish you could specify what order you burn the fuel in. That would be a wonderful feature. It'd be like, well, I want this tank to drain into this tank. Because with the fuel lines, you can manipulate it to do that. But it would be nice if it just was like straightforward. So make sure. See, all our engines are the majority of our mass. Engine in the cockpit. And since the majority of our mass is back here, all the movable mass we have should be as far forward as possible. Well, in the middle is a good bet, too. I think we'll come in. Oh my gosh, this is so wobbly. Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey thing, right? And look at all the fuel we have. We probably could have circumnavigated Kerbin, or am I being? We could have probably could have probably get into the North Pole. We're shooting. Okay, runway is over here somewhere. Let's descend. Turn. You know what? I think we're on a perfect approach to the runway. Not a perfect one, but a good one, as a matter of fact. They need FLIR, or what am I saying? They need a way to, I forget what it's called. I've been studying to be a private pilot, but it's been a while. I'm not actually, I don't have my license. I have a couple hours in a plane and a ton of hours of ground school, but it's been a couple years since then. I don't actually have my pilot's license or anything, so we're going to glide. Yes, I don't have my pilot's license, so we're going to glide. But there's actually sets of lights at airports, and there are 3 or 4 different systems. And one of them is emulated on this runway, and I believe that's the red and white one. There are a couple red and white ones. If you're on the correct glide path, you should see white the whole way in. You should, basically they have the lights angled, so that you can only see it at a certain angle to the runway. Alright, so we're good. We're coming in slow. Let's, you know what, we don't need, oh crap. Nick of time. And we lost our rocket. That's fine. Brake. We don't need no stinking rockets. So, linkage problem. Congratulations. That's how to make an SSTO and get it to work. And with that, I think I'm going to finish streaming. Thanks for watching, and see you guys on YouTube. Comments are appreciated. Like, subscribe, follow on Twitch. Enjoy. And